because I think that my mind functions. I mean, Julie and I, we've made it very clear, we do therapy and we have counseling, and we have a great Christian counselor.
I was like, well, okay.
What about you, Savannah? What's he telling you?
He really just told me to watch out for him.
The Chrisleys are a family that shot to fame after they launched their reality TV show, Chrisley Knows Best. The show was hit and amassed millions of fans and viewers. The Chrisleys include Todd Chrisley, his wife Julie Chrisley, and his mother Elizabeth Faye Chrisley. Todd has children from a previous marriage to Teresa Terry named Lindsie and Kyle Chrisley, and Kyle has a daughter, Chloe Chrisley, making her Todd's granddaughter. He has children with his current wife Julie too, Savannah Chrisley, Chase Chrisley, and Grayson Chrisley. He, along with Julie, also have sole custody of his granddaughter, Chloe. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Topish. We have some exciting stories that are full of lip-smacking delicacies, so make sure to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. With that being said, let's begin. In August 2019, the Chrisleys were accused of tax evasion, bank and wire fraud, and conspiracy to defraud the government. They denied these allegations and continue to deny them to this day. Their trial happened almost 2 years after they were indicted. A second indictment was also filed in February of this year. The jury responsible for their trial found them guilty of conspiracy to defraud banks. They allegedly went to several community banks and got fraudulent loans that racked up to about $30 million. Additionally, they were found guilty of conspiring to defraud the IRS and tax evasion. Julie Chrisley, Todd Chrisley's wife, was found guilty of wire fraud and obstruction of justice. The Chrisleys' lawyer stated that he was disappointed with the verdict and expecting to appeal. Special Agent Carrie Farley, who was head of the FBI of Atlanta, said in a news release that the outcome of the trial showed that when you lie, cheat, and steal, justice is blind to your fame, fortune, and position. She said that the verdict shows the world that financial crimes driven by greed do not pay. The prosecutors alleged that the documents they had presented to the bank to acquire their loans were also fake. They also claimed that Julie Chrisley submitted a false credit report and bank statements when they tried to rent a house in California. Supposedly, the Chrisleys used a company that they controlled to hide income from the IRS so that they wouldn't have to pay all of their taxes. After their guilty verdict, they were released on bond, but were placed on location monitoring and home detention. This means that they can only leave the house for certain special reasons, like work, medical appointments, and court appearances. Another condition is that they have to alert their probation officers anytime they spend more than $1,000. The Chrisleys' accountant Peter Tarantino was convicted of conspiracy to defraud the United States government and of willfully filing false tax returns. He's also been released on bond. Despite all of their legal drama, their TV show Chrisley Knows Best has been renewed for a 10th season. Even the spin-off series Growing Up Chrisley, which follows the Chrisley kids Savannah and Chase in Los Angeles, was also renewed for a 4th season. A few days before the trial began, a new dating show Love Limo, which is to be hosted by Todd Chrisley, was also announced. Before the Chrisleys became famous, they and a former business partner allegedly submitted false documents to banks in the Atlanta area to obtain millions of dollars in loans. They spent this money abundantly on luxury cars, designer clothes, real estate, and travel. They acquired new fraudulent loans to pay off the old ones. After this, Todd Chrisley filed for bankruptcy and walked off free from more than $20 million in loan debts. While Todd was busy in the bankruptcy proceedings, Julie created false financial documents to be able to rent a home they wanted in California. However, once they were in the house, they were unable to pay the rent and were evicted by the property owner. Apparently, the Chrisleys kept their corporate accounts in Julie's name to avoid the collection of $500,000 that Todd owed to the IRS. When they were asked for information regarding those bank accounts, they transferred the ownership of the accounts to Todd's mother, Nanny Faye, to further hide their income from tax authorities. The couple were released on bond with certain conditions. The Chrisleys were placed on a location monitoring program. They must pay for the program's cost as determined by their probation officer. They are also under home detention and can only leave the house for work, medical appointments, church services, and court appearances. They also have to alert their probation officers to any spending of over $1,000. They even asked for a request to go to the Grand Cayman Islands for Thanksgiving, but this request was denied by the judge because of the lack of extraordinary circumstances, and they were compelled to spend Thanksgiving in 2019 at home. Todd and Julie Chrisley enjoyed a brunch to their heart's content just days before they were convicted of bank fraud and tax evasion. They dined together at the popular Southern Comfort-style restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia. This was just 2 days after the jury involved in their trial began deliberation. They had a family brunch at Atlanta's famous Peach and the Pork Chop restaurant, and the family looked quite happy and seemed to make the most of their time spent together. Even with the verdict looming over them, Todd left the table for 10 minutes to take a phone call that is speculated to be related to the trial. However, when he came back and joined the family, the happy and carefree mood came back to the family. Later, Todd took to Instagram to post a reminder to his followers saying that God is always in control. This family's brunch was quite possibly one of Todd and Julie's last public outings since the duo has been placed in house arrest after the verdict. Todd and Julie Chrisley also talked about the difficult time they went through as a family. They said that it has been a very sad, heartbreaking time for all of them after the couple were found guilty of their charges. In the latest episode of the Chrisley couple's podcast, Chrisley Confessions, it seemed as if they were quite hesitant to talk about the case going on against them. However, they did say that they will be holding their faith close to their heart and trusting God to do what He does best because He is a miracle worker. They said that a miracle is exactly what they're holding out hope for. The couple claims that they've been framed, and they allege that a former employee of theirs committed the tax frauds under their name and then turned them in to the federal agents. The scrutiny faced by the family due to their fame and now the trial and guilty verdict hasn't always been easy on them, especially the younger kids, Savannah and Chase. In a People interview, Chase admitted that Faye made them grow up faster. He said that he knows he has made quite a lot of mistakes, but that he's now learned to bounce back and grow from each of them. He said that as someone who is constantly watched, even making mistakes isn't the same anymore since every time they mess up, the whole world is watching them and criticizing their actions. Savannah agreed with her brother on this point, and she added that she used to feel like she had to be perfect all the time. She said that she had put a lot of pressure on herself to be able to live this perfect life and also manage to not disappoint people. Todd and Julie's son, Chase Chrisley, even posted on his Instagram page about his father's alleged affair with his former business partner and friend, Matt Braddock. Braddock testified that they had an intimate relationship for years before it ended. He claimed that they remained friends afterwards until Todd fired him in 2012. Chase posted a clip of the Family Feud host, the infamous Steve Harvey, giving a speech about endurance and going through difficult times in life. In the clip, Harvey speaks about how there are many things in life he would rather not go through. Things that we do not want to experience. However, we have to go through the hard things in order to be the best versions of ourselves. We have to go through the downs in our lives so that we can thoroughly appreciate the ups in them too. The message likely resonated with Chase because the Chrisley family came under scrutiny after Braddock testified that the two men had an affair years ago. Todd and Julie Chrisley have had their fair share of fights, as any couple does. Once, Todd made Julie a separate room to sleep in. There had been speculation that the couple may be filing for divorce soon. Savannah and Chase have said that they observed their parents arguing in the past, but the real reason is surprising. In the episode, Todd and Nanny Faye are putting the finishing touches on a guest room. Julie walks in, wanting to know what they're doing. Todd tells her that this is her new room to help her get a good night's sleep. She seems confused by this and says that she sleeps fine in their bed. That's when Todd reveals that he's up all night because of her loud snoring. He goes on to say that her snoring sounds like dead animals out in the wilderness. Julie gets angry at him and says that they've slept in the same bed for 25 years and will continue to do so unless Todd goes to sleep on the couch. Nanny Faye defends Julie in this argument and says that while this second bedroom is nice, it's not Julie's bedroom. She says that Julie's bedroom is and will always remain the bedroom that they live in together. Todd says that this bedroom is better than a Four Seasons, but Nanny Faye says that it does not matter how nice it looks. It's not Julie's bedroom. That's it for this video, guys. Leave a comment below to let us know what you think will happen next with the Chrisleys. Like and share this video to stay up to date on their progress, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Topish keeps you up to date on all the latest Hollywood celebrity news, drama, and gossip. Subscribe to our channel and check back for new videos and updates, and we'll see ya in the next video.